Welcome to the StockMentor.com studios here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm your stock mentor, Brian Johnson. We had a flat day today. This was our consolidation day. I had wondered if that would happen yesterday. I was incorrect. It happened today. So, not not a big surprise to see it happen after the move we had yesterday. And so we see the markets at another stalemate. But as long as they stay where they're at and above these levels, still bullish for the markets. So we are looking at the Dow on a 60-minute, as we always do when we start this, and you can see we are above the 10,400 level. Now, looking at the next levels above us, it's of course 10,500, but a break above 10,500, and I think 10,700 makes sense from an intraday trading standpoint. You can see the move we've had up now, Elliottian wise, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We were basing around, I don't know what the count would be there, maybe a 1, 2. Maybe this whole thing is still working on a 3 up. So hard to count in these little minute waves. All I'm really looking for is what is the bigger picture. And the bigger picture at this point, until things change, is bullish. Okay, now you know I like Wednesday afternoons for reversals. We did see a little bit of a pullback this afternoon, but it didn't make any difference. What was unique and should be pointed out was that the bulls, as weak as this whole kind of move has been, managed to bring it back up by the end of the day. So yes, it puts in a hammer candle. That's a potential reversal candle. Have to look at that, obviously. But the fact that the bulls were able to pull that back up, usually it's been the bears in this whole move down, where the bulls try to move up, the bears just say nope, nope, nope. And now that we're getting above some of these levels, some of the bulls are starting to inch their way back in again. Really watching closely this lower blue line. Any hard breaks to the downside, especially ones that take us back below 10,200, which is a good 200 points, 250 points away if you want to include the 50 moving average here, are all levels to be watching if we happen to break hard to the downside. But now, being where we're at on the 60-minute, lots of support below the market to work off of. On a daily, putting in this potential reversal candle here. However, move is not done yet. We still need confirmation that that's where this is going. And now that we're above the 200, look at how well it's holding again. So to the upside, a break to the upside, and now a hold to the upside. So the 200 is definitely working with the markets in this particular arena. Now, if we do get a break back down and we start to move down hard, where's my target? Going to be the blue line right down here, which is also about the 20-day moving average. NDX on a 60-minute also breaking itself back up and over this 1900 level here. You can see that was my mark, 1880, 1890, and then 1900. So a break today of that 1900 gave you a good 10-point gain. Not much to talk about, but it is of note that we came back here to test the 1900 and held. That is still bullish until proven otherwise. Marching our way towards the 50. I just cannot see why it wouldn't do that unless they want to fake you out and pull it down early. I just don't see a reason why we wouldn't at least touch this 50 period or this 50-day moving average. Watch that closely tomorrow. Weekly as well, coming into the end of the week now, and you can see it looks like it wants to try to bounce here. We'll see if the 20-week holds for this week on the NASDAQ. Things have been very strong so far, so we'll see if anything changes. This is what you're watching, 20-week moving average. This could be the little bounce we've been waiting for, taking us back up towards the 1970 area. SPX on a 60-minute also moving its way up and above the 1115 area, but only for a bit as it closed below it. So below it, on it, however you want to look at it, you can see it consolidating up here, and as long as it consolidates, that remains bullish in the bigger term, holding as well as the other ones the 200-day moving average. So yes, this is a potential reversal candle, but we won't know till tomorrow. Any further pushes up, it's going to go back to that 1130 to 1140 area, which is overhead resistance on just about every chart I'm looking at if we break up and over this area where we're at here. We'll see if that happens. Weekly, also coming into the last couple days of the week now, a push up 1130. That's my mark to the upside. Totally makes sense. That would take us back to the 20-week moving average. VIX on a daily moving back down, so you can see, well, it says it here that it was up 0.2%, but you can see we're really going nowhere, as well as the markets. They went nowhere as well today, but still within this yellow zone, and that's the most important thing to keep note of. Also take note of the fact that the low on the VIX was 25.34. The 200 is 25.30. So we basically came back into all of this really, really strong support down in this area. So will it hold and will it bounce the VIX? Only time will tell. Markets are really our direction here. So what we're seeing overall is that for the week, the VIX is down, and that's confirming what we're seeing in the markets for this week. Apple on a 60-minute was up. What a great run by Apple. It's really leading the way, giving you lots of entries here. Up and over this 265, 266 area was your trade to the long side. Good for a couple of bucks today, $2-3 on Apple. Hope you've been following along. There's been some good opportunities here, and Apple continues to scream upwards here towards the 272 area. That's your next level to get long, so maybe this is going to be our wave, quote-unquote, wave 4 on Apple before the wave 5 up, which ultimately will break above these levels and take us to new highs in Apple. From a weekly standpoint, also trying its best to hold Big Blue. Now, I wasn't sure if it was going to do it, and we still do have a couple days left, so anything can happen. But eventually, it is going to lose out. Blue's going to win. But right now, Apple is obviously doing all it can to hold this line. It wants to very badly if it wants to stay bullish. FAS on a 60-minute down a whopping penny today. No trading going on here today. Nothing from a daily except to note that we are still below this blue line. Your break is up and above this blue line, so anything above about 24.50 probably gives you opportunities to the long side here to 25.50. That would be a good dollar trade in FAS if you like playing that. To the downside, below $14 is still my short opportunity here. You can see them both trapped in these channels, waiting for breaks one way or the other. So below 14 or above, ooh, geez, that's a tough one here. I would say maybe above the 14.30, 14.35 area, but only back for about 30 cents before FAS runs into overhead resistance. Also dropping below this blue line. That is not what you want to see if you are bullish on FAS. So watch for that break below 14. That's going to need to hold within, I would say, within the next couple days if the bulls are going to make another run at dropping the financials. So watch this closely on FAS. Stay with the intraday trades on FAS. Okay, consolidation day. Never much to talk about here, guys. The one thing you just want to prepare for is the next major move. Do your charting, do your analysis, and make sure that you have a plan in place. Make sure you're comfortable with that plan. So important to have a trading plan. So set it up. Make sure it's ready for the following days. You can't do this without homework. It's very difficult to sit down and just intraday trade when you haven't even looked at the charts for the first few minutes of the day. Make sure you have a plan in place. Make sure you're following that plan, and make sure you're protecting your capital in here. We're still looking at a counter trend move overall in the market. Options expiration, couple days left. Anything can happen. Be on your guard. Talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.